morning. It's Kirsten Liebelt. How are you? Come on in. It's Tuesday. Testimony Tuesday. I just made that up. I mean, I didn't make up the phrase. I'm just saying, like, I wasn't planning on saying that, so I just made that up. So now let's see. I need to come up with a testimony because I just said that I had a testimony come in this morning. And she was talking about the gut primer and the probiotic. And she said, oh man, I should have looked it up, or like I should have written it down. But basically she said that the gut primer and the probiotic are shifting things for her, way more energy. And this is how she said it. Her belly feels good all the time. That's what she said. All right, there we go. Good morning, Terry. Who doesn't want that? I mean, honestly, you guys. Okay, so my name is Kirsten Liebelt. It's so good to see you. Put a 1 in the comments if you've never seen any of my content before. I would love to know who you are. I'm in Minnesota and lived here like all my life. Every day we talk about insulin resistance and the fallout from it. Okay, so today our topic is actually how to overcome fatigue, insomnia, and low libido in women. And I have this acronym that I came up with, and we're going to unveil it today. It's called the F.I.R.E method. Are you ready? Are you ready for something to give you like a path to think about? Good morning, Magda. Good to see you. So good to see you. Okay. Let's see. What is the housekeeping for today? The housekeeping is that tomorrow night, Wednesday, May 14th, I'm going to do a free webinar. This is going to really make sense after I just talk about the F.I.R.E thought process. I want to take, I know that I have content in so many different places for you guys, right? So we have reels and we have lives and we have the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, and we do our 5-day challenge, and we have there's a lot of support and encouragement. But I thought, let's take everything and put it into one place for a moment in time so that you can literally launch yourself into summer with hope. Summer gets so dang busy. I know that for myself. I always think, will the webinar be available on replay? Terry, I'm going to say yes with one caveat. The last time I did a webinar, I think it was maybe in March, it didn't record right. So the answer is yes, it's going to be recorded. And then, yeah, I will work really hard to make sure that user error does not enter the picture. How does that sound? So it's going to be tomorrow night, really fast, it's coming up tomorrow night, and it will be 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you go to my site, I'm going to show you what this looks like. This is very easy. My website is actually kirstenliebelt.com. So my name is Kirsten, like the American Girl doll. Liebelt, L-I-E, like you lie down and you put a belt on your pants, .com. So no spaces, kirstenliebelt.com. And when you go there, you'll see my picture. Okay. And normally this little form section is not there. Normally it's only these blue buttons. Okay. Just one little page, super simple. But today there's this little sign up right there. So it is titled Slimmer, Stronger Summer, Customize Your Health and Finally Lose the Weight That Is Stuck. Okay. And you're just going to put in your name, your phone number, your email address, and that's just so I can send you the Zoom and a reminder. And if you want to tell me anything about what your goals are for the summer, you can. You don't have to. But, if you've got something that you're specifically working on, I'll customize the webinar for you a little bit, right? Joy, good morning. I'll make sure that I can maybe talk about some of those things. And then you hit that little blue submit button right there. Okay. Hit the blue submit button, fill out the little form, super easy, not hard. Okay. And that's for tomorrow night. And this is, one of the thought processes that I have. So, we talk about everything through the lens of insulin resistance. I did not realize how my insulin resistance was literally sabotaging every effort that I was making until I started to do a little bit of research. And this is a little over 10 years ago. That's why I've got the before and after up there for you guys on TikTok. And it's because I just was super clueless. I just was not a very informed person. Now, I chose not to be informed. I wasn't thinking about wanting to be informed. I guess maybe that's a step you have to take. is you have to actually want to be informed. I was just living my best ignorant life. And that's what it got me. It got me a size 2X and feeling like trash all the time. And so that's why actually I want to be able to be like, okay, so for summertime, how can we shift? I always thought, oh, it's summer. This is great. You're more active and you're more, the sun is shining. And so you automatically feel better, whatever. But every single year, what I would find, and I don't know if this resonates with you, is that because living in Minnesota, we literally go crazy pants for, cookouts and barbecues and going camping and reunions, family reunions and graduations and weddings. And we just have a short season. Maybe this is everywhere. So you don't have to be in Minnesota to have this feeling. Come on in, you guys from TikTok. It's so good to have you here. We're talking insulin resistance and how it keeps you from losing weight. And basically realizing that at the end of the summer, I was in a worse position than when I started the summer. And now it's like, now we're going into fall and comfort food. And the minute it gets cold, I want to eat like just carbs and go into Christmas and have all the homemade family traditional recipes. And then it just kind of, this was year after year after year for me. And then I felt like I slid all the way through Easter because it was just candy, 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 reason to celebrate, candy. And it just kept on going. And I never found an opportunity in the year to break the cycle. And so maybe that is something that is resonating with you. And you're like, I would like to break the cycle. And I promise you, you can do any season better than you did it last year. And then you build on that. Okay. So I wanted to kind of start out with, listen, there are things that are not normal. I'm 60 years old. And when I started this journey a little over 10 years ago, I was, right in my upper 40s. And so right at about 50, I just freight train into my 50s and I'm a total hot mess express and my hormones are upside down. I have no clue what insulin resistance is. I should have known so many things because I was gestational diabetic with my first child. My dad died of type 2 diabetes when I was 30. I'm Italian, so much obesity and type 2 in my family. I should have known things and paid attention, but I didn't. So stop being so hard on yourself. Stop shaming yourself for not doing the things you knew you maybe should have been doing, blah, 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 blah. Today is a completely new day. Okay. So sign up for the webinar, but it is not normal to have fatigue all the time where you can't see straight and you are such like your brain fog is out of control and your mood is like just spazzing. These are not normal. I said this the other day, like yesterday and the day before, I think it was, I don't remember now. Just how, listen, if you have symptoms like acid reflux, not normal. It's not supposed to be normal. These are things, constipation, not normal, not supposed to be normal. We just think it is, and we're told that it is by the medical community. That's so that they can give us drugs, right? Okay. So constant fatigue, brain fog, insomnia, and zero libido. Girls, listen up. This is not your new normal. It does not have to be your new normal. And coffee isn't going to fix it. I know we want it to, because it is not a caffeine issue. This is a cellular issue. This is what we talk about every day. It's a cellular issue. So let me show you a little bit about what I mean by that. All right, here we go. So too many women are told that this is normal. Needing 3 cups of coffee just to get your eyes to open. And we're not told that like necessarily by a person all the time, but we're told it by social settings or just society in general, or marketing, brain fog so thick that you can't finish a sentence, no energy to move, let alone work out, right? And forget about intimacy. It feels like it's completely disappeared. And maybe you're super moody and you're snapping like at your husband all the time, right? But this is the truth. It is not aging. This is not aging. Don't let somebody tell you that it's just because you're getting older. that these are things that are like set in their ways or that you can't fix. No, you guys, this is a cellular conversation and you actually can turn it around. It's actually dysfunction. It's metabolic dysfunction is really what we're doing, but it's fixable. However, we have to go after the root cause. We have to take the axe to the root of the tree. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So this is kind of this is the acronym that I came up with for you guys because I want things to be very streamlined in your brain. Okay, so follow me, track with me just for a couple minutes. All right. How to light a fire under your health without extreme dieting or guesswork. This is what we're going to do. This is a really, really good thought process to help you. Fire. Light a fire under your health. So number 1, F, food first. Now, I am not going to lie. You know my story. I did not do food first, but that's what I'm going to recommend to you. Do as I say, not as I do. Listen, I just didn't think I could trade out my foods. And you might not be that. I don't know. I don't know where you are in your brain, right? But let's talk about food first. Even if you don't choose it first, let's talk about it first. Okay. So ditch the grains, the sugars, the processed health food. You need to have real food, blood sugar balanced. I teach keto, I teach clean, and I teach sustainable. So remember, the F in FIRE is for food first. Now listen, it could also be for foodie. We could have food first foodie. How about that? Or a foodie. Yeah. Be a foodie first. So I really have been a foodie my entire life. It was just very much a part of my upbringing. Right. And so I really still do. I have a lot of connections to food for everything. We eat because we celebrate or because we're sad or, I mean, and I've told you this story a little bit before, but, as an Italian, so my father was Catholic, my mother was Lutheran, right? And my mother actually would not join the Catholic Church. And so she made my dad become a Lutheran, but we still observed all of the Catholic things when it came to like funerals. So the wake was the night before the funeral. And then of course the funeral on, whatever the next day. And so we always knew that if you could only go to one of them, because maybe your schedule didn't permit, you always went to the actual funeral, because after the funeral, there was going to be a party. And it was going to be a lot of Italian food. Like when my dad died, the processional, because he was 63, so he was young, right? So his funeral was huge. It was a very big funeral. He had been a restaurateur in Minneapolis, and then he owned used furniture stores. The Italian family as a whole is a very large family, lots of cousins and aunts and uncles. And, it's kind of like a little bit of my big fat Greek wedding, remember? Kind of like that. And so basically, having said that, it's kind of like, we went from one suburb of Minneapolis to another suburb of Minneapolis for the burial. And then we went to to another area of Minneapolis for the food. And you definitely there was a string of vehicles going, right? But then when we got to the food, I mean, everybody piled into the basement of a local Italian eatery, and we ate food. So you always knew that. So there were always these emotional connections. I mean, that's how you grieved. If you went to a wedding, that's how you celebrated. If you were stressed, if you were bored, it doesn't matter, right? It's just food was just everywhere all the time for every get together. So we do have to recognize that, we don't have to give up being a foodie. You don't have to change your identity. You guys, come on. That was my caveat. That was if I'm going to have to give up everything that I love, I'm not doing this kind of an attitude. I was kind of sassy. I know you don't believe me. Just kidding. But I didn't want to have to it was kind of an identity thing. So the truth is that this is what I get to teach you guys in the group, right? I didn't give up the foods that I already loved. I gave up the ingredients. I traded out the ingredients to make the exact same foods that I already loved. Okay. So that's a part of what the webinar will be tomorrow night, is I want to give you summer food that has been tweaked, that has been shifted. Okay. So that's number one. F is for food. I have a lot of messages coming in right now on my phone. This is hysterical because uh, my family chat is blowing up. And the reason why my family chat is blowing up, it's me. It's me. Am I the problem? Am I the problem? Yes, I am the problem. Before I went live, I noticed that there was a backup in traffic because of there must be an accident. So I was like telling the family because, we need to be praying for that. And anyway, and so now they're all chatting about maybe they're finding out answers. I don't know. You didn't know anything about supplements and started with food changes first. It can be done, Terry. And Terry is literally like she's such a great example of last year's testimonies. So she's saying she started with food first. She did not start with the strategic supplementation that I talk about. Started with food, and then she, entered into that stage and lost over 40 pounds in 8 months. Can totally be done. Totally be done. Thank you for that, Terry. Okay, so the I, insulin smart supplementation. That's what she was talking about. Insulin smart supplementation. You guys, not random pills, strategic science-backed choices that can help you, can actually move the needle for your energy, for your blood sugar, for your gut function, for your inflammation every single day. Remember, I started with the beginning today, the testimony that came to me this morning, and she said she's really loving the gut primer with the probiotic. I talk about these different pieces every day, but she's loving this set. Remember, I talk about these like all the time, the gut primer and the probiotic. And she said because her belly now feels good all the time. Her belly just feels good. And that is a piece of the puzzle. Being very strategic with your supplementation, not just buying everything that your friend is buying or something that you see that's random on TikTok Shop or sampled at Costco, or you got the coupon in your text for CVS to get a couple dollars off of something, but instead of being really random, being very strategic, because then you can actually get results. And I will talk about that in the webinar tomorrow night too, because you should you deserve the ability to customize for yourself. You deserve to be able to take your resources and actually design according to what's going on with you, what you need for your world. Okay, super important. So that's why I talk about strategic supplementation all the time. The R is for the root cause. Root. Wow, root. I think I say roof. So root. I don't know why I said root. That's really funny. Root cause approach. Are you fixing your gut? Are you supporting your liver? Are you sleeping at night? Or do you need to fix that one piece of a root cause, your sleep? You got to fix your sleep. Make 2025 the year that you figure out your sleep. Like, doggone it, I'm going to take that piece on. I'm going to take on my liver. I'm going to take on my gut. Some of you do all of it at once. Some of you do all of it. And I don't blame you, because why prolong this? I'm just telling you, you can choose to just dabble, or you can just jump off the deep end. It depends on maybe your personality. I don't know. But R is for the root cause approach, and E is for empowered mindset and measurements. Okay, so I love to give you guys mindset as much as I can because I walked the actual journey. I know what's in my head. And I live with the assumption that if it's in my head and I have stinking thinking, or I have things from my childhood that keep my conversation going, maybe not being nice to myself, or feeling like something is too overwhelming or whatever, and I have to work with that, I figure you do too. And I was right, because you guys say it to me all the time. Oh my gosh, that's me. That's what's in my head too. Wow. Right? Because you guys, we're so much more alike than we are different. we're all living in the same society. We're all living with the same commercials and the same billboards and the same morning TV shows, blah, 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 blah. The same medical matrix, blah, 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 blah. Well, you're just getting older. It's bound to happen. Shut up. No, 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 no. Let's talk about the cellular level of function and actually get a difference going on. So if you want a stronger, slimmer summer, jump on the webinar tomorrow night. It's free. You can go to my website, kirstenliebelt.com, fill out the form at the top, just so I can send you a Zoom link and a reminder. It's free. So that is what the FIRE, and the measurement, mindset and measurement. Measure, 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 measure. How do you feel? Measure how you're feeling. Measure how your clothes are fitting, how your brain works. It's not just the scale. You have to have non-scale victories all the time. You have to pay attention to the non-scale victories or you will drive yourself crazy pants. You will go bonkers. Because listen, you might eat this weekend too much Lily's chocolate and be bloated from here to eternity and think to yourself, oh my gosh, I just gained 5 pounds. It's Monday and I'm just so fat. And then you'll like sabotage and go boom, right off the cliff. And it's like, stop. We have to have a different way of measuring our success instead of the scale, the scale, the scale. What if the scale is telling you that you're increasing muscle because you've actually been lifting some weights? What if the scale is telling you that maybe you had too many keto treats over the weekend and you're retaining water? What if the scale is telling you that, you kind of ate some not gut friendly, whatever, and that you're just bloated and that you have impacted waste sitting in your intestines? Well, okay, so what does that have to do with you and your weight? I mean, your brain has to change things. So that's why I have sent out, actually, I don't even know how many at this point, measuring tapes to a lot of you. Get yourself a measuring tape, and especially if you're on the fat burner pixie stick. If you're going to do 90 days of this, will you please make sure to measure yourself and write it down? Because after about a month, it's about an inch off of this area here, your trunk, in like 3 separate areas. And after 90 days, it's common for, like 2-3 inches off from underneath your bust, your waist, your hips. Like, this is common because it's actually targeting visceral fat. But measure yourself, give yourself a better range of how you are gauging your success. I know Terry had a non-scale victory, and she texted me one day and said, I tucked in my shirt for the first time. You have to celebrate yourself. You have to celebrate yourself. This is not high school anymore, where we are willing just to take, like speed or something, just to lose some weight. This isn't what we're doing. We want health. We want a health journey. We want to learn how to fish. We want to learn how to actually be strong and stable and navigating any social situation, navigating our travel, navigating our family reunions, navigating so that we can actually have confidence in what we're accomplishing. We have to learn how to put the food pushers and the food bullies away and tell them to be quiet. So the overview on that is the F is for food first. Ditch your grains, your sugars, and your legumes. Because remember, we're talking about insulin resistance, you guys. If you're on my content, you're insulin resistant. You have to stop spiking your sugars and calling on insulin. This is why you're storing belly fat. And if your insulin is high, number 2, I is for insulin smart supplementation. If your insulin is high, your fat burning switch is turned off. OFF, off. Sorry. So insulin smart supplementation, supplements that actually move the needle on your energy, your blood sugar, your gut function, your inflammation, the hormone insulin. Okay. So not random pills, strategic, science-backed supplementation thought process, the choices that you're making, science-backed choices. Okay. The R is the root cause approach. Talking all the time about, I'm talking to you about fixing your gut, supporting your liver, getting your sleep, get the axe to the root of the tree. This isn't surface level healing. This is deep healing. This is giving yourself permission to journey month after month after month and let them add up, add up, add up, add up until you have results, until you have victories that you're celebrating, etc. Right? And then the E is for empowered mindset and measurements. And that is basically really getting rid of your stinking thinking and finding other ways to gauge your success other than the scale, to stop depending upon that for your emotional fix, because it turns you into a saboteur. Okay. So this is how you can literally light a fire underneath your ability to lose weight, get off meds, feel good, function higher. And what does that give you? Well, it gives you a lot. Maybe for you, it gives you back the ability to travel without swollen ankles. Maybe it gives you the ability to create more memories with your family because you're not just feeling like trash all the time or saying no to things when you know that you actually did want to go, but you're just too tired. Maybe it gives you back the ability to exercise and you know that you've wanted to, but oh, you're so dang fatigued all the time. For me, I always say it gives me the ability to be on the floor with my grandbabies. I want to be eye level with my grandbabies. Okay, so what is it for you? Because the fire, lighting a fire underneath your health at a cellular level, man, you guys, this is what we talk about all the time, and it gets me very, very excited. So this is the part that no one tells you. You are actually not stuck. You're actually not stuck. You're just missing the right roadmap. You're not stuck. You're not broken. You just need a roadmap that gets you somewhere differently. I actually am here to walk you through it. Like, this is what I tell you guys all the time. I will journey with my people. I will journey with you, right? So whether you are in burnout, you're bloated, you've got brain fog, like through the roof, you just don't feel like yourself anymore. That's where we can actually talk about like that webinar tomorrow night, or get into the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, or join me here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time every single day, Monday through Friday, unless it's a holiday or I'm traveling, something like that. But if you want to know, like, you want to get connected, you want to, like Terry said, she started with food and then she did supplementation. I did supplementation and then I started with food. So if you drop me a fire emoji, I will help you decide, do you want to just talk to me about the trio, which are the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity? Do you need to know more about the gut reset protocol, where she said, this is that one that looks like a greens product, but it's not. And she said, my belly feels good all the time now. And she said specifically the probiotic and the gut primer. Do you need to know about the fat burner? You've got visceral fat, or you need to lose inches because you've got a goal. You have a wedding in August. You've got something going on in 90 days that you need life to be different for. Or maybe even in a month, you can lose an inch in a month. You know, maybe you need that. Let's find out what it is that it's most important for you. So you just drop a fire emoji. If you are on TikTok or Instagram, you have to get into my inbox, because it will go away when the live is done. Facebook, you can keep it right there. But we have to stop normalizing these symptoms. We have to stop doing that, where these are literally signs of imbalance. And we're just trying to say that, well, it's just you're getting older. Oh, it's just menopause. Oh, it's just your metabolism, blah, 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 blah. No, you literally can detail your cells and deal with this. Instead of putting Band-Aids all over, you can deal with everything at a cellular level and get different results. So you're not broken. Your body is just begging to be supported the right way. It's just begging, right? And you're not stuck. You just don't have a roadmap. Nobody gave you the roadmap. Well, that's what I'm here for, is to give you the roadmap. So we can literally do food, insulin, smart support, root causes, and empowered mindset. We can literally light the fire together, all of us. This is exactly what I did. It's exactly what I teach. And then when you guys do it, you get the same results. Actually, you guys far surpass me. You guys surpass me like almost every single day. Thank you so much. Thank you for tapping the screen. I really appreciate that. I want to see that. Bat girl, bat mom. Thank you for the follow and thank you for the likes. I really appreciate you. You have no idea. Thank you so much. But this is exactly like you guys surpassed me. And the reason why is because I was kind of like, I wonder if that's going to work. I don't know. Okay, we'll see. And well, I don't really want to give up sweet potatoes but I had nobody to bounce anything off of. So you guys take my stuff and you run with it and you go faster. Like Terry, over 40 pounds in 8 months. Like Claudette, 45 pounds in 5 months. 20 pounds in 3 months. I have so many testimonies, you guys. They kind of float in my brain. I wake up thinking about you guys. Funny you say that about sleep. It's currently 2:27 a.m. here that you're watching me. Meg Pie, where are you from? Are you Australia or the UK? Where are you from? 2:27 a.m. Let's see. I don't know how to think about that. That's so funny. I know. And it's really common. And it's common for us to think that this is just normal. We're just going to all of a sudden be women that live on 4 to 6 hours or whatever. Or we're interrupted in the middle of the night. Insomnia is normal. No, you guys, listen, I have in the last few years leveled up my sleep. I sleep so well and I'm 60. And I've taken it from one level to another level to another level, probably mostly in the last 3 years for me. And so that's where I get to help people customize. If it's a root cause of sleep that you need help with, I will probably talk to you about the ashwagandha and the magnesium that I have. That's what has changed so much for me. Okay. And I can talk to people about that because you might have high cortisol, etc. Right? So things like that keep us from moving forward. And nobody's talking about when you put together a puzzle and you look at the top of the box of the puzzle and you can see the actual picture. I can see your picture. I can see it because I walked it already. So I can already see what it's like when you start to put all of your puzzle pieces in place and you actually begin to create more of a wholeness thought process to all of these symptoms that are driving you bonkers. But I'm going to tell you, you have adrenal fatigue. Yep. Aussie, nice to have you here. Such amazing people in Australia. I have a lot of Australian people that I have ended up connected with over the last couple of years. It's been really, really fun. Adrenal fatigue. So now I am not able to sell in Australia and I never know what you guys have available to you. So people who thank you so much. Thank you for the heart. I love that. I appreciate you. I can't sell in Australia, but this is the thing in the United States. Most people in the United States do not understand that not every country can have every ingredient. It doesn't work that way. Different governments allow different things. So I don't know what you have available to you in Australia, but for adrenal fatigue, what I would say to somebody is I started with adaptogenic herbs. And I started in my upper 40s and I've used and ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb. Rhodiola is an adaptogenic herb. And those are the two from my line that I have used now. I've used the rhodiola for over 10 years. The ashwagandha was launched a year ago. I just can't explain enough to women how God gave us these answers. And so what happens is adaptogenic herbs help your body adapt to stress. They come in and they support your adrenals. Your adrenals sit on top of your kidneys. They regulate your hormones. You can deal with your adrenal fatigue and your adrenals, etc., by supporting the actual systems that you need to support. That's why for me, when I'm talking to you guys, in the morning in my stories, I'm always talking to you about, well, I don't talk to you, but I take it all the time. I've been taking this for years, the purple packet, because this has 3 adaptogenic herbs in it and all 8 B vitamins time released. And using something like that is how I ended up going through menopause at a much higher level. And then adding in, I don't have my ashwagandha by me because I take that at night with my magnesium before bed. But that sense of well-being can return because all of a sudden your systems are being supported. So I talk to you guys about a lot of different things, and I get that, but everybody's different. You are your own person, and you need and you deserve somebody to talk to you about what it is that you need help with. Okay, so I'll see you back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll talk about insulin resistance again. Again, if you want to be in on the free webinar tomorrow night, go to my site, KirstenLiebelt.com. Okay, and you'll see my face. That's how you'll know you're there. I don't know if you can see. Nope, it doesn't say it up there. So KirstenLiebelt.com. There's my name. You can screenshot that and get my name and go c.com. No line and no space in between Kirsten Liebelt, no space, and then .com. You can screenshot that, okay? And right there, there's a form for tomorrow night. It'll go away after tomorrow night because we won't need it. But basically, you're filling in your name, your number. If you want to give me stuff like a goal, you can. You don't have to. And then hit that little submit button right there. Okay. And that's how I can send you the Zoom link. That's how I can give you a reminder, all of that good stuff. Okay. Slimmer, stronger summer, customize your health, and finally lose the weight that's stuck. So I'm going to do food and targeted supplementation so that you can like maybe view summer differently than you were going to. You know, it's easy to just get on the boat and follow the river of summer because summer is fun and celebration and just party after party. Like there's always something going on, you know, whether it's a barbecue or, you know, block party or a family reunion or whatever. And pretty soon you're just like, wow, that did not go as planned. But I have people last year that took control of their health in the middle of the summer. I have somebody who started in July, in the middle of summer, and she went, I'm going to take back my health. And she did. And by January, they put not diabetic in her chart. How's that for taking back your health in summer? So it doesn't have to be a season of everything just gone, you know, wild, like, you know, whatever. It can be actually very productive. You get to choose. So I'll see you back here tomorrow at 11. If you need any information, you can always just get into my inbox, drop a fire emoji. I'll ask you maybe just a few questions, and then I'll give you a really good recommendation as to how you should start, because you're not all the same all the time, right? All right. Have a great day. Make it the best day ever on the face of the planet. Don't miss a day. Don't miss an opportunity because it's not guaranteed tomorrow. So you have to make today a really good one. So there you go. Bye, you guys.